on CIUT 89.5 FM in Toronto as Gene gets his makeup done and gets prepared for this big interview. How you doing, man?
Check one. I'm on.
Yes,
I'm on.
familiar
Okay.
territory, right?
Seriously, yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Once again, it's weird to be up at this time.
Yeah. I mean, and for many years, you were on CKLA 88.1 with Lives of Vinyl, and you would be just ending about now, actually. So tell us about that, those days, and what you're up to now.
Vibes and Vinyl. Vibes and Vinyl started 1996, Halloween night,
Really?
November the 1st. Yeah, I remember. Me and Ray were actually hanging out. The week before, a friend of mine who was actually doing Black Wax, the show that it took over, asked me if I wanted to do the show. So I said yes. I asked Ray if she wanted to be a host on the show. And I remember we were hanging out Halloween night after a gig that I had at Whiskey Saigon.
Oh yeah, Whiskey Saigon.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a long time.
Now the Chump City Bell light box.
Yeah, exactly. It's now It's now a television building or whatever.
That's right, yeah.
So we were hanging out Halloween night, and it was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be the first show and everything. And I remember the very first thing that I said when I went on the air was, "This is Gene King. I'm Gene King, and you're not." That was the first thing that I said. And yeah, I remember.
That's very true, actually.
Yeah. I remember that was the very first thing that I said. "This is Gene King speaking." I was nervous as hell because I was on another show called Midnight Madness, and all I did was DJ. But it was the very first time that I went on the mic, and I was nervous as hell.
And then radio is an odd experience if you're doing it for the first time, because you're normally when you talk, there's people in the room, and potentially there could be hundreds of thousands of people listening.
That's right,
You have no clue what's going on.
You have no idea how many people are listening.
Yeah.
But I remember I opened the mic, and there was a friend of ours by the name of Joanne. She was hanging out with us. And she had this grin on her face when I had said, "Good morning, everybody, this is Gene King. I'm Gene King, and you're not." And it just came out because I had stolen that from a Saturday Night Live Chevy Chase, I think it was Chevy Chase. He says, "I'm Chevy Chase and you're not."
Yeah.
So yeah, it just went on from there. And our very first guest, I think it was that show or the second show, was Satoshi Tomei, and he had just played at Industry, and he could barely speak English. It was like, but it was just a cool interview. It was like, oh wow, the guy that did Tears.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's a DJ, and he barely speaks English. He's from Japan.
Right.
This is so cool. How cool is that? And from then on, every now and then, Gavin and those guys from Industry would say, "Hey, so and so's coming down. Do you want to do an interview?" So we ended up doing interviews with guys like Basement Jaxx. We did Byron Stingley. That was actually a funny story. He was performing at Whiskey Saigon, believe it or not, and he was in town for a week, and I ended up doing the interview in the basement of the club with Byron. I pre-recorded it, and then I think he performed at Power Bar the same week.
Right.
So it was a quality records showcase, and he had just come out with "Come On, Get Up," which was.
On Electric Circus during that tour, actually.
That,
too.
as a matter of fact.
I used to dance to Electric Circus.
Oh wow!
I know all this.
Every second person I meet says they used to dance, and surely enough they did, right? So, that's right. He actually, I believe, Whiskey Saigon. He performed at the showcase on the Wednesday night. I was there. We did the interview, and then I found out later he was going to be on EC. Then he was going to perform at Power Bar.
That's right.
And then Ray went and got him, and we played the interview, and he hung out. It was like a lot of fun.
And he was just in town like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to see him or say hello, but I was just sending him messages saying, "Next time, man. Next time. It's been a while."
Yeah.
So every now and then, when he does come to town, I run into him, and it's all jokes. It's all fun. It's been a nice ride doing that radio show. That show went from an hour and a half to literally 3-4 hours.
Yes.
over a course of 16 years. I think it was 16 years. 1996, yeah. 1996 to 2011, 16, 17
And the
years.
show survives on a different medium, and iLive, which is doing fantastic. And tell us about that.
Well, the thing about iLive is that it was a project. It was a project that a couple of us had been dreaming up to kind of pick up where CKLN left off.
Yeah.
Anyways, as a result, to make a long story short, as a result, I ended up taking Vibes and Vinyl to iliveradio.com, and that can be heard every Friday from 8 p.m. till 10. We now call it Vibes and Vinyl 2.0. Ray hasn't been with us, for a while, and we're hoping to have her back really soon. I produce it now at my home. It's not live, but we still get a nice kind of energetic vibe. Even though it's pre-produced, but it's every week. Every week, it's like brand new music that's out there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And working on any productions of note?
Productions, I've gotten back onto it. I'm working on a project with Davidson from iDrum. I'm working on a mini album and soon to be released album with a local dancer, fitness instructor in the city by the name of Megan Joel.
Fantastic.
And that actually, I'm in the process of finishing that right now. There's a couple of remixes in the works. There've been about 3 that have come out this year. But I'm just slowly getting back into it after taking a couple of years. Oh, and by the way, I'm starting up the label. I'm getting back into releasing music on Shines.
Great.
I've taken like a 3-year break from it just to see, how can I make sense of this industry now?
Well, reflect, because the industry has changed, and when you're so attached to it, I think people try to keep going and going, but sometimes you need a vacation from it.
Oh, for sure.
Actually, take a step back. What are people into now? And how does that fit with what you're doing?
That's exactly it. I've actually been working. I've been doing studio work for more than 25 years, non-stop, whether it was my stuff or whether it was other people's stuff. And I had to take a break the last 3 years. I've gotten into mastering. I've been doing a lot of other people's stuff, mastering. And finally, after 20-something years, I've mastered it, no pun intended. but yeah, I finally, I'm finally comfortable with how things sound. And yeah, it's just me changing over the years, the evolution of yours truly, the evolution of the radio show, Vibes and Vinyl 2.0, and that's about it.
That's a really smart thing to do, to take that break. I mean, professionals do that, whether you're a teacher, professor, at a school, police officer, like people take leaves of absences from their jobs for many reasons.
Yep.
And sometimes it's just about, I need to take a step back and to reconnect with myself to then continue on what I really love to do.
Oh, definitely.
And so that's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to what this sort of perhaps new sound, but evolution of sound.
A kind of new sound. As a matter of fact, the first release will be next month, and it's by a good buddy of mine in France, who goes by the name of Boogeyman, and he does a lot of indie dance and what they call new disco now.
Yes.
and yeah, it's kind of a down tempo type EP. There's the next release after that is going to be remixes of a record I put out that was released in South Africa about, oh boy, time flies, 5 years ago on Do It Now Records. I think I was about the 6th release on that label. And now they have so many releases now. Do It Now Records. The track is called I Am, sung by a local vocalist, Jason Duncan, and it's actually co-written by a friend of mine, Wayne Bailey, and produced by yours truly. So I'm actually putting out some 2018 remixes for that one, which I've done myself, and DJ Alexia, a friend of mine from the UK, via Italy, who also actually does DJ sets on Vibes and Vinyl every second week. Yeah, DJ Alexia. Great taste in music. There's very few times that I learn from from other DJs, but she's like one of them. She's like one of the few that you know that I could just pick up something fresh and new from. And she also goes back to you know the Paradise Garage days and whatever. So she's grown up with that kind of music.
Fantastic. Saturday night. Tell us about that.
Saturday night. I'm playing at a party called at an event called the Autumn Party Marathon, and you know what? It's just basically a night of all types of house music. We're just gonna mix it up. The DJs for the night will be Miss Ray Prasad, so it will be a Vibes and Vinyl reunion, and that's the reason that we're here today. Unfortunately, Ray couldn't make it because she had to tend to some family stuff, but she will be there Saturday. Sarah Jane Riegler, who's actually known for doing Afro House events, she does the Afro House Fridays around the city. So I'm actually looking forward to playing with these two lovely ladies because they play great music. This is happening at Baseline.
West End, Toronto. Is it Dundas?
No, this is actually Bloor Street, just right. Bloor and Ossington, yes. and I've played there numerous times. Craig, the owner.
We actually played together, I think, there.
That's right. Yeah. Craig, the owner, is really great. He keeps the sound in tune, and like honestly, I've never heard that room sound terrible before. Yeah. And it's not a big room, but it's a nice, cozy room. Yeah. So that's the Autumn Party Marathon, and it's a marathon of house music. Basically, it's one of a few parties that we're going to be having around the city in a lot of intimate venues in the next 3 months.
Great, great, looking forward to that.
So yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
Supporting the local scene and local talent.
Yep, so Baseline is located at, I'm reading a flyer here, and
what's that?
flyer, oh, we're getting back into that, you know, we're getting back into that. Here you go, instead of, you know, just the whole Facebook thing. Yeah. That's at 865 Bloor Street West. Yeah. I have to readjust my eyes.
We'll post the event on social media just after the show, so if people are interested, they can get more details and come hang out. I think it's also newly launched that weekend.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Which is nice, so you can float around, especially right downtown Toronto. Check out Baseline. I guarantee it'll be off the hook.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic. It's a small little venue, good drink prices. Like it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's a nice.
On the subway line, there's no excuse.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And for those people who have actually missed Ray Prasad, now's a good time to check her out.
That's right.
Yeah, because she hasn't been playing in a while, and she's all excited about this. So now's a good time to check her out. She'll be back.
We got some ads to play, but we're going to bring you onto the other side of the studio, and you're going to fire things up, yeah?
Yeah, why not?
All right. CIUT 89.5, Gene King, moving in the right direction radio. Keep it locked.